Hello, more Starvaders. We're back with another run today. After that unfortunate loss on Zeke yesterday, I'm ready to make a recovery. Yeah, we've worked off our quote-unquote punishment for safe scumming. And I think we were in the middle of a pretty sick run. Crossfire was proving to be pretty strong. Aegis Bomb was good too. I think I made two like relatively, I don't know. I think my biggest mistake there was taking Hothead when I really didn't need to. Yeah, it honestly wasn't doing too much for us. Burning away all the trash freely was like, but that wasn't too bad. But like, yeah, we didn't have a salve or an eject or anything of that sort to like make it really go. It's a shame. I think if I wasn't also committed to Ultimate Overseer, I could have picked up that eject shop one and that would have gone somewhere, but it is what it is. That was a pretty fun challenge. Unfortunately, we rolled Zeke and he really just wasn't up to the task. In any case, let's see who we roll today and what we can do with them. Roxy. I think we're okay to play Roxy. Who's our last three? Zeke, Kaia, Min. Okay. Well, Roxy it is. You know, you've seen her. We've played her like more than 2 or 3 times already, but I think it's good to just go back over the deck. She starts with fire starters, so the first time I overheat, which means playing over my heat meter, I draw 2 extra cards and gain 2 extra heat sink the next turn. You can think of it as like making 2 extra mana. You start with a limit of 3. Fire starter is very strong in the early game. You just get to like have a very strong pop-off turn in every single fight. Drawing two cards, getting 2 heat sink, a very big deal. Shifts, not awesome. You get 5 of them. It is what it is. You get some fires, and very importantly, some triple fires and a bomb to help you with volume in the early game. Overall, I think she's pretty sick. Maybe not the strongest pilot, but like, I had a lot of fun playing her. Let's just see what we can do today on Roxy. Trailblazer. Ooh. I like that. So, 1 mana move 1 to 4 tiles, and when it becomes burnt, you get a heat sink for the remainder of the encounter. Normally, you just burn this once, and then you gotta either find a way to remove it or just like let it be, which isn't ideal. But this is Frosty Trailblazer. That means we can burn this as many times as we want, which, as you might imagine, is very good. You can kind of just, yeah, I think this just gives us a way to like continuously gain maximum heat sink for the entire fight. It also lets us trigger Fire Starter for free, which is awesome. So we're definitely taking that. The question then is, I don't think we need Momentum or Rush. Maybe it's time to try a Ricochet Fire with Decoy Bombs? Decoy Bombs actually does sound kind of sick. I'm not gonna hold you. Yeah, cards with the broken component is like cool in a variety of ways. Like they themselves count as junk to work with anything that works with junk. If one of the, I think, most prominent examples here being that like in the salvage pack, one of the legendary artifacts is Garbage Truck, which really benefits off of you having these broken cards that it can draw, because you don't want to just draw garbage. You don't want to just draw junk with Garbage Truck. You're hoping to draw some cards that are like actually helpful. But also it works with Peanut Butter. Also, it's something that might not be inherently obvious to the first-time player is that like the broken component is also just good on gunners, as in like I should say like you can also just think of it as like completely discounting the card's heat cost, because let's say on a normal turn, right? If you have to play four cards that weren't broken, you would have to burn one of them. But if one of them were broken, and you can play it, then you're able to sequence it so that like you play the 3 cards, you play the broken card, it doesn't cost a heat, but it generates a junk, and then you burn the junk. It's as if you made a mana, and didn't suffer the consequences of having burned one of the cards, because, well, broken doesn't cost heat. So a lot of things going for this decoy bomb here. I think I can see an argument for taking Ricochet Fire, but I like the decoy bomb. I think constantly playing these decoy bombs not only helps us block enemies, it's also going to help us draw cards to take advantage of the additional heat that we're generating. And I'm hoping to pick up more card draw going forward so that like we can hopefully get more use out of the additional heatsink that we're generating. I'm very glad that we're starting with... You'll hear me talk about this a lot. Like I'm always trying to pick up 2 pieces of the puzzle. Generate mana, draw cards. No matter what the rest of your deck is trying to do, that's still obviously important, but like you always want more of these 2 things. And that's what's going to eventually get you over the hump in the late game, where like the game is throwing more and more and more stuff at you. So Trailblazers already solved one half of that equation for us. Decoy Bomb kind of does the other, but I think we're going to need a little more help if we want to get anywhere. In any case, let's get going. Okay. Airship plus gang with Doom Ritual. Eek. Doom Ritual makes me a little hesitant, but I think we can do this. I think we can figure it out. Let's see what the game throws at us. I kind of want to just burn this triple fire and kill 2 of these. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a very long fight, even though like triple fire is actually one of our best cards. Yeah, even though Trailblazer... I don't know. Oh. Damn. Yeah, I guess we're eating this one Doom. That's totally fine, but... I guess I could have positioned the decoy bomb slightly better to, like, give myself access to a little more card draw. Burning this triple fire also came to bite me in the ass. That means we're not going to get the bonus... We're not going to get the bounty off the Time Angel, but I don't think it's the end of the world. We could actually still... We could reroll for a slightly better hand. That would... Do I want to take that risk? I kind of think I should. Okay, that'll do it. But this gave us the time... This gave us the time token back, while also like giving us slightly more money. Which I don't hate at all. Scorching Sun. Scorching Sun, I don't think is very good. I could run it in with Say Hello to My Little Friend. That's a card we haven't messed around with too much. Detonator might also be just good for a lot of reasons. Zero cost synergy. We already have some bombs loaded up. Detonator actually might be a good way for us to cash in on the decoy bombs. It draws us, it lets us draw the cards, it also turns them into something actually useful. Ah, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what to take here. I think both of these cards are very strong. I think with what we've taken so far of like us needing a way to draw more cards to take advantage of Trailblazer and having all these bombs already, I think Detonator makes sense here. Say hello to my little friend, a very strong card. It makes this summon which like copies all the bullets you fire with cards that have fire in their title. Currently we got triple fire, we got these 2 fires, obviously we can pick up more in the future. One of the strongest thing you can do with Say Hello to My Little Friend is to pick up, what do you call it? Tracer rounds, which is a boss artifact that every time you miss with a bullet or like have it hit an immune enemy, you draw an extra card. As you can imagine, one of the fastest ways to like draw a million cards with it is to have this summon that copies all of your bullets. You can very easily imagine like triple firing and drawing 2 or 3, which would be insane, but I think Detonator just works very readily with what we have and does not require us to speculate. It works, like we already start with a Nova Bomb, but like these decoy bombs are gonna be very helpful for us. Tough choice. Artifact or hunting some Time Angels. Or, sorry. Hunting some Fallen Angels. I think I'm gonna grab myself an artifact. A lot of excellent artifacts out here for the home team. Yeah, unfortunately won't be able to. Unfortunately won't be able to do much of anything this round with burning that Trailblazers, but it's probably still fine. I guess, right, the best way to take advantage of this is to put a bomb through. This will squeeze these 2 into this kind of a formation. I mostly went down here in anticipation of me getting a triple fire, which unfortunately didn't happen. That's not good. I guess I can still do this. Uh-oh. Am I gonna die to... Am I gonna die to, like, Meagle Swarm? I think not, actually. Okay, let's do a quick review of what's gonna happen now. So I put Nova Bomb here. I put Detonator. A triple fire. Actually, we can do a little better than that. We can Nova Bomb here. Go down. Detonator. Triple fire. This should put this Meagle Plus right in front of me. Alright, that's that. Yeah, Detonator gave us the boost we needed there to take care of that one, which is pretty glad. Blueprint Thermal Beam Nemesis. If we're just looking to generate a bunch of mana, Thermal Beam is a pretty good way to do it, because that lets us. I don't know. It might be a little too slow for us. Like we would need to like first Trailblazer a bunch and then compound that heat gain over and over again, which sounds kind of tough. Blueprint's fun. Blueprints is a lot of fun. You can like just like as you play the game, as you go through the turns more and more, it just like generates you more cards with components. It can sometimes just delete a card randomly from your hand by like giving it echo, but like that's usually not that big a deal. Just like upgrading your card is just in general pretty good. Let's see. A Nova Bomb can get echo. Detonator can't actually get echo. It's mostly just that. Yeah, it's mostly just that. Triple Fire, I guess, can also get echo, but like, damn, that's a lot of different ways for it to get upgraded. I do think I should just take Nemesis. It works with Detonator. It's like a good amount of outputs. It again opens us to taking even more bomb synergies. Although, I don't think Blueprint's bad at all. There's a lot of good things that can happen with it. Although, yeah, again, I don't know. Like, I kind of already have pretty good components on my good cards. I think I'm just going to pick up the guaranteed value on Nemesis. Or, guaranteed is a strong word, but like, yeah, no. I believe it's going to be helpful for us regardless. Ooh, that is very nice. Ultra Coolants, I think, is going to be the pick here. Far and away our worst cards in the deck are these shifts, which, like, one key to move twice. It's not great. Ultra Coolant lets us get rid of them and gives us 3 random copies of a move card, which can be anything. Most of the options are good. Sometimes you do get a curveball. That one time I played Min, I got that and picked up like 3 what do you call it, backtracks, which was like a little bit weird to play around, but usually you can figure something out. What did we get this time? We got 3 momentums. Okay, damn, that's sick. It is going to be a little harder than usual now to burn Trailblazer, but I'm sure we can figure something out. Jammed, totally chill. In fact, I think picking up Jammed might be preferable, considering that we're starting out here with a we're starting out here with a with the junk pack. Yeah, the salvage pack, which, like, as you might have seen before, has like junk synergies. Pretty nice. Took a lot of finagling, but I do think we're gonna manage to burn this Trailblazer, at least this once. That'll also trigger Firestarter, which is kind of sick. Still got me. I might actually not object to picking up a garbage truck here, if you'll believe me. Usually I never take that card, but I think I might have some sauce here. I am also just playing really recklessly with taking damage, but I don't know. I feel like giving our circumstances, like, playing perfectly around these echoes might just not be possible. I think the way stuff is going as they are right now, I should be doing fine. Because yeah, I just do this. Yeah, the board is now clear. I don't have any more echoes to worry about. We should be doing fine. Yeah, reasonable payout, although it's obviously not great. We can just slowly take all the junk out of our deck. And the rest should be history. Yeah, being able to make it out of the first world as Roxy, not necessarily always a super big surprise, but still. I'm glad for it to happen. Take my first shot on the right wing for the mothership. Yeah, that'll draw me the 2 extra cards I need here. Shoot them. Let's go down here and take care of this echo. We're looking pretty so far. Yeah, we really now just need more ways to draw a bunch of cards. Because, yeah, that's going to let us take... And also, something else to think about is, like, the more cards we draw, the more we'll be able to get to a point where, like, exceeding our current heat gauge and making more use of Trailblazer. Nova Rays... Nova Ray could be kind of cool. Greenhouse is whatever, actually. I feel like we don't really need to double up the gain on Trailblazer. We also have momentum. Like, I don't know. Yeah, having enough mana isn't what we're currently worried about. Like, Decoy Bomb's obviously helping with that. Drawing us 2 cards every time we blow them up with Detonator is no slouch, but I think we're gonna need to reroll here. NG89 is probably the most sensible one here. No, it has some grounds with burning the Trailblazer over and over, and we do have 1,000,000 bombs. I just want to. I just want to reroll. I think there are a lot of other options that could be a lot more exciting. Balloon, eh? That might be a fun one to play around, but I don't think we need it in this particular instance. I just need card draw. None of this is it. I'll do it one last time, but this is gonna be it. Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom? Or maybe... Jeez. That's tough. I don't know. I'm gonna reroll one last time. I don't... I think Starter Fluid is going to be the closest thing to what I want here. Yeah, it lets us replay decoy bombs, nova bomb, just like. Also lets us replay detonator. I think that's the closest I'm gonna get to replaying my cards over and over again. The incinerator, it's fine. It's a good artifact under normal circumstances. We're just not in a position to take advantage of it because we want our primary game plan is going to be burning the Trailblazer over and over. I did get a little overzealous with rerolling here. That, for the most part, means I won't get to do any of it in World 2. Our primary goal here is just going to be to get back all of our Chrono tokens. But I suspect we'll still manage, if you'll believe me. I should kill everything else there, which is nice. And now, yeah, we just burn the Trailblazer again. That should do it. Easy peasy. Okay, lock and load, I think that's exactly what we need right at this second. Just, I kept saying card draw, card draw, card draw. They gave it to me on a silver platter. Repair's interesting. It draws one less card, but like gives us some potential to like generate more mana, but I don't think mana's our issue here. We just want to draw more cards. With the help of starter fluid, lock and load's going to draw us 6 cards, which actually does sound very exciting. Don't have the luxury to reroll here, and I think I've made my opinion clear on like what I think about Cherubim. We're going to go in here. The Doom Flowers are going to be a little dicey, but we just got to take care of it, I think. It is what it is. Let's draw that fella. What can we do here? Yeah, this should take care of everything all at once, which is what we want against this team comp. Yep. Fantastic. This. I do think we want an extra mana capacity instead of the junk here, but I could be wrong on that. So do something like this right about now. This will strike the sponge or punch. Actually, I think yeah, this just kills him because all it takes is 3 more shots. There we go. Really having a good time with Roxy over here. Might be a reactor burn angle, I'm not gonna hold you. Yeah, let's pick up reactor burn. I really like it with starter fluid. I think we have so much mana generation with Momentums and Trailblazer that like we'll just be able to deal with the meltdowns no problem. And like playing it twice in Eternity is going to be really powerful. Toy Wrench, fine. I don't think we're in a great spot to take advantage of it. Like, yeah. Ricochet Fire, also okay, but I think Reactor Burn is going to be far and away my favorite pick here. Is there anything I want to get rid of at this juncture? I wouldn't mind getting rid of Fire, although I'm not exactly pressed for it. Yeah, I think picking up these two is just going to be awesome. Like, now... Yeah, we have Decoy Bomb, which technically costs 0 because it's broken. We have Detonator, we have 3 Momentums. These are just going to be, like, really sick. Yeah, feeling great about things here. Aegis Invaders gives me pause, but, well, it didn't give me that much pause. I'm just a little bit concerned with how things are going to go when it's involved. Here comes what I consider might be the more interesting question here. Do I burn the Trailblazer now, or do I just wait a turn? I do think we will want to play that and this. I think I'll just burn the junk. We'll have a lot of other ways. Like, we should have a lot of heat sink this turn regardless of what happens. And also, as you might be able to tell, I'm not exactly too worried about like getting access to all of our other stuff, because we have both misfire and backtrack here. Just get rid of these for now. I think that's sensible. But this fella here, I don't hate doing. Go up here and think about this. One here, one here. Then we'll burn this fella one more time. Just do him awesome here. Okay. Not as exciting as last turn, but I think we're still going to be okay. Yeah, it's very nice that even though we played that card with like 2 extra heat, we still only get the meltdowns once. very helpful. Oh, we don't actually get to play this thing because we actually are getting squeezed here. Yikes. That's not good. Jeez, I just don't get to move. That really sucks. And we're gonna get a lot of junk here. We should. Yeah, this backtrack is coming up, so I'm not super worried about, like, actually killing this fella this turn. Still, yeah, that was kinda... That was kinda risky. One job for this turn is just taking care of the bee, queen bee here, which, oof. Are we gonna be able to do it with this hand? I don't think so. Oh wait, no, we get to move here twice. Yeah, I do think we might have overplayed our hand just a little bit there with, like, right towards the end with how much mana we were, how much, like, junk we had in our deck, and we, I don't know, maybe I was messing around a bit too much, but we did make it through. We're just gonna pick up Furnace here. Our deck is so unbelievably good at generating mana that, like, I think this is just gonna apply all the time, regardless of what happens, and that's gonna mean lots and lots of extra repeats for us, which is very good. I don't hate picking up an upgrade at this point. Like, all the cards in our deck are kind of sick. We no longer have the move or shifts, which is what I would normally be like. You don't want that one. Oh, we don't get to burn the Trailblazer here. That kind of sucks. Yeek. Okay. Double lock and load. Pretty sick. Reactor burn here. Oh, I guess Reactor burn took out the... Huh. That's kind of interesting. Let's throw all this up. Oh, that just wraps up the plate. Incredible. Oh, reactor burn with Frosty. I don't mind that at all. Nova Bomb with fire also kind of sick. Although it might, the right call might be to actually just put tactical on detonator. That's gonna mean that it draws an extra card every time we play it. We're gonna play multiple times off of misfire, off of backtrack. I think this is actually the correct call. Not messing around with this, unfortunately. Much as I wish for a random legendary artifact, it would be very sick. It would be kind of awesome. But I'm gonna go to here and pick up another rare card. Don't think this is going to be too big of an issue for us playing around with all of this stuff. Yeah, I think I just need to triple fire twice to take care of all three of these pulsars. Yeah, that'll line them up nicely. Very good. For a penny and for a pound, I suppose. And then to finish the turn off, we will burn this Trailblazer. Fantastic. Yeah, they're not going to let me off that easy, unfortunately. Yeah, we don't have to touch these corruptions because they will just purge themselves at the end of the turn. That's something that I just recently realized. Yeah, worldwide explosion there. Attack this guy twice, purge that, purge that. One, two, couple hits. I guess we can use it to ratchet up a little bit of heat, if nothing else. Yeah, we'll do this one final time. And I'm gonna set myself up to hit both of the triple fire easily. That counts too, I guess. Yeah, we'll do this. Played a little foolishly there. Oh, jeez, extra foolish. What the hell am I even doing, man? We should be just chilling next turn. All I need to do is hit this guy twice, and then we get to collect on both the Time Angel and the Echo Plus here. Alright, we're doing quite well for ourselves. Annihilation. I don't think we're ready to deal with that necessarily. Take Hearts. Take Hearts kind of... I don't think we need Take Hearts. Although it could be kind of fun. The one I'm really eyeing is just Returnal here. It lets it... we can play it twice with Starter Fluid. It lets us recover whatever we want. It could be the Lock and Load. It can be Detonator. It can be our other ways of making bombs. I think Returnal is just going to be excellent. In any case, okay, I think Interlinked is going to be a no-brainer here. It just gives us effectively like a lot of card draw and mana acceleration both at the same time, which is pretty nice. I do feel like I could use another like big attack in addition to what we have right now. I'm gonna reroll once. Eek. Is the answer after all that just I'm gonna pick up Insulation and call it a day? Because Insulation is gonna be pretty good for what it's worth. Yeah, none of these other cards really excite me. Flint and Steel is fine. But like Insulation is going to continuously give us more and more of an advantage as the game goes on. I'm going to pick up Insulation. Once again, the whole like broken thing start to synergize with what we've got going on once again. It's because Decoy Bomb counts as a junk, it's going to trigger Insulation. We already have some junks in our discard pile at the start with Jam. That's going to work with Insulation. More importantly, also, with Trailblazer, when we burn it, even though it becomes unburnt when we draw it with Frosty, I do believe it's still going to be seen as a burnt card being drawn with Insulation, which will draw us another card. Reactor Burn also generates junk, so lots to like here. I think Insulation is going to do some great work for us. Yeah, not going to worry too much about picking that up. I think today's run should be a lock, as long as I don't play like a buffoon, so... yeah, no. It is what it is. I'm gonna do my best here, but... the unexpected could always happen. Be fine for now. Yeah, I kind of need to make my way down here now to take care of that guy. Oh jeez, right, we have so much mana from playing like all of those we have so much mana from playing all of the what do you call it? Momentums like a million times. I think we're totally fine. It's wearing off a little bit. I'm not gonna hold you, but should still be chill. That is a lot of junk, though. I think that's a good start. Do some of this. A little misfire action. Beautiful sight to behold. I think I'm just going to work on clearing out the rest of the junk here. We can also build up a bit of a... we can also build up some heat sink this way, which is always nice. Anything else I can do here? I could... no, I can't. I just will fire this off. Why not, you know? Yeah, then I think I'll just burn off the rest of the junk. It's kind of interesting. I guess the Kraken tentacles don't act in the same order as like the regular enemies. You'd normally expect them to move in the same sequence as like left to right, bottom to top. But I guess they just go after everything else. Like in a normal fight, in a normal version of the fight, you don't notice it necessarily, but yeah, I definitely did notice it. Let's just say that much. Let's see. Down here. Yeah, I think in these longer and more prolonged fights, we're going to get like an incredible amount of value out of Furnace. Yeah, don't actually want to play that right now. I think we're just gonna momentum. It's kind of funny just imagining Roxy going vroom, 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 vroom in place. That's basically what she's doing, just like driving her little go-kart around and like making funny noises. But you know what? That is making us like 10 mana a turn, so Roxy, do your thing. I'm not gonna worry about it too much. Yeah. Honestly, yeah, just having the time of my life right here. Unlimited, basically unlimited mana and like being able to do whatever I want. We've really just come back to the singularity point of like we can draw unlimited cards. We can play pretty much like as many. We can draw as many cards as we want. We can make as much mana as we want, and I think that's just going to mean we get to do whatever we want, which is a nice feeling. I think this will be the end of our turn here, but still, I lost track of how much we've really done. Probably a lot. We're just gonna chill. Oh, yeah, didn't think they would like come up that far, but it's gonna be okay. This, we draw a million once again. Pick me back up. Yeah, one here, one here. A beautiful, just a beautiful thing to behold. Do this. I think this deck's gonna do fine against the Overseer, but we'll have to see. Yeah, this will finish the fight off, and we're on to the Overseer. It's a pretty sick deck. Stacked a lot of mana generation. I thought we were gonna be leaning on Trailblazer pretty heavily to generate our mana here, but yeah, the 1 million momentum plus the 0 cost synergies also actually doing a fine job. If anything could kill us, I would think it might be this first phase, where the primary test is actually going to be... Yeah, the primary test is actually going to be our ability to generate, how should I say, like, our ability to, like, move around consistently. I also just realized, like, putting this Nova Bomb here was kind of pointless, but it's okay. Alright. We're doing okay here. Toss out some of these. Good. It purged some junk, and then we're gonna lock and load twice. Yeah, I guess we're actually just gonna be totally fine. Like, holy crap, that is... I'm just beginning to realize now, like, how much... how much mana we're generating every single turn. Just to end it off, I think we will burn the Trailblazer. Get us a little more max mana. At this juncture, we just need to kill the... damage the... damage the hands, like, 2 more times, which I don't think will be that difficult. If you'll believe me. I guess, yeah, we don't even need to do any more fancy tricks with bombs and stuff. We can just straight up say, I'm gonna kill you. Toss in one of that. There we go. We're on to phase 2, which I think should mean that, like, nothing else too difficult comes up. Obviously, the final phase is still gonna be a pretty brutal test of how well we're able to handle ourselves in a world where we're able to handle ourselves in a world where, like, the game keeps presenting us with threats that, like, pop up in inconvenient places. But do you think we're gonna be chill? Let's go here. Here. Okay. And now we misfire twice. And we draw all these again, and then we returnal to bring back the misfire. And we do it all over again. I think we can do this too. A little bit of that. Yeah, just going infinite the old-fashioned way. Well, not necessarily infinite, really, but you know what I mean. It feels like we're going infinite at this point with like how many free cards we're drawing every single turn. It's just a good feeling. I think we're going to be able to... What a wonderful thing we've got going on here. I think this... I don't know. I think next turn, once we, like, wake up in the morning with, I don't even know how much mana we're gonna have next turn, but it's, something's telling me it's gonna be a lot. Yeah, you know what? Why don't we get a few more? Why don't we get a few more momentums into the bloodstream just to be safe, just to feel something. And yeah, oh yeah, you know what? Just one more double casting of momentum. That can't possibly hurt. Let's just burn the Trailblazer while we're at it, because clearly we don't have enough mana. Oh, nope, never mind. I was like, oh, only 19. Nope, 39. Beautiful. Just wonderful. Yeah, let's just... Yeah, I gotta be honest, I did not think today's deck was gonna be this ridiculous. When I guess you never quite know where a run is gonna go, but today's runs really like exceeded all of my expectations as far as like how broken it would be. And very happy for that, personally. I think yeah, all of these are in a discard, so I'm just gonna do that and pick that up. Jeez, it's already time to do that. Yeah, we have Furnace, which will make this particular phase even easier than usual because both of these assist cards, which are normally like already ridiculously powerful, are both gonna get repeated for what it's worth. So we can also, I'm fairly sure we also just have enough firepower to like clean up all of this by ourselves. I'm not going to waste too much of your time, viewer. Let's just wrap up this run. Yeah, that'll do it. With just a single cast of that. What a beautiful Roxy deck. God, I loved it. Yeah. Just do a real quick deck debrief here. Yeah, broken decoy bombs ended up being very helpful in combination with detonator especially. Helped us out in the early game with some card draw stuff. Detonator actually came in clutch against that giant horde of Migos. I think without it, I probably would have just died. Definitely got a little too overconfident there. But hey, maybe you could argue that I was exactly as confident as I should have been because I had Detonator. I don't know. That might be a little too generous of a reading of what happened. Besides that, yeah, like triple momentum, misfire, backtrack just really went off the rails here for us. Like both of these had the potential to just draw us 5 cards every time we played them, which was awesome. These effectively generated us like infinite mana. Detonator getting tactical drew us a bunch of cards, and then the rest was basically history. I could just do whatever the hell I wanted, and everything was chill. Didn't actually end up getting too much out of reactor burn. I think once I had infinite mana and drew infinite cards, like volume was no longer an issue, and I just ended up like keeping it on the bench most of the time. Still, the deck was awesome, and I'm pretty happy to be back in action in a manner like this. Yeah, lock and load as usual. Like if you don't have enough card draw and have too much mana, he's your guy. Repeating him with lock and load definitely didn't hurt. And lastly, like picking up Returnal here is also just awesome. Like when you're going off on those combo turns, it lets you recur key pieces of whatever you want. For us, that was misfire and backtrack, or lock and load in some cases. Anyways, very, very happy with how that run went today. Pretty proud of it, and yeah, I think, I don't know. More of this stuff to come. If you did enjoy this video, I'd recommend, or at least I'd like you to click the like button and maybe consider subscribing, but don't feel pressured. Whatever you do, I'll see you back for another run tomorrow. For now, though, bye!